So I think I think we've, as a society, we've really neglected, we've done really poorly to all kids, not just boy. Like, I'll answer the boy question, right? But I think all kids have been disadvantaged by the schooling system, technology, and, like, I know that there are viewers and listeners that are very anti my stance on my beliefs and my value systems as far as technology is concerned and the
Mm.
advancement of technology, and find my views and my approach to my children's usage of technology as archaic. However, if you have a look at the stats, like the hard data, I don't have anything with me, so maybe next week we can talk about it. But the
Mm.
rates of mental illness has, I think it's something like 400%, right?
It's gone up quite considerably since before and after sort of social media. I know that for a fact.
It
Even
is,
like things like suicide rates is like a direct correlation to the use of social media over time.
it's an epidemic,
Mm.
if that's the correct use of the word. Yeah, it is. It's an epidemic. It's a crisis. And where boys are concerned, I strongly believe, tell me if I'm wrong, because you were a young boy, you were a teenage boy. I believe
Time ago.
that boys need to, they need to be outside, they need to feel purposeful, they need to be doing something meaningful, they need to
Mm.
be, they need to, I find my boys, and I'm going to talk for my sons, this is no projection on anyone else's parenting or whatever, but my sons do best when they're in service to others, when they are doing something
Mm.
for someone else. You can see the little chest puff out. If I say to my boys, right, from when they were little, from when they were Bowie's age, right? If I say to them,
Mm.
pick up your shoe, pick up your shoes. No. Oh, you know what, babe? It would actually really help me if you just grabbed your shoes and put them over there. They'll run to them. Oh, yep, I'll do it. I'll do it, mum. If it's, I'm not saying I'm manipulating them. Absolutely not. It's for me personally tuning into that part of them as a male that is, I think we all, whether you're female or male or non-binary, you feel better when you're doing something meaningful, purposeful,
Mm.
right? And so all that to say is we're not giving boys what purpose are we giving them? What are we doing? Very broadly speaking, right? Generically, what are we doing for young boys to make them feel purposeful, making them sweat, making them like we, I think I said it in maybe our first podcast, is if anything needs to be lifted, moved, anything.
The hard, dangerous jobs.
Oh,
So,
no, not even dangerous. Just if a chair
yeah.
needs to be moved, I will ask one of my boys to do it. Not
Yeah.
because
Right.
I can't do it, but it gives them, it's those little droplets of, I'm helping, I'm doing something for my mum, I'm doing a, forgive me, big boy job. I'm not, I don't even want to get into all of that, but for my boys personally, I can see a difference in behavior when they're given
Mm.
something to do. So they, and maybe it's the autistic thing, I don't know, but they're not great, or maybe it's just a teenage thing, but they're not great at thinking about. So say I need a chair moved because it's in the middle of the room. My boys will walk straight past that chair, no worry, they won't even. but if I say
That
to them,
means instructions required.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But if I say to them, could you pick that up and could you, yeah, oh yeah, I'll do it. Now, for some reason, somewhere along the way, parents just decided that they had to do everything for their kids. They've disempowered them and I feel like they've protected them too much from discomfort. When I want to say hard work, it's not even hard work, it's just life. You got to do things.
So,
You got to be productive. You've got to learn, and you learn lessons by doing, I think. And I think everything is just fed to the like all kids, male and female, but the danger with males in particular is very generally speaking, because there are a lot of boys out there that they've got part-time jobs and like one of my sons a drummer, the other one's a soccer player. They're very good at what they do. So there's extracurricular, but we had to oh, nah, that's a lie. We didn't have to push that because they're both very interested in those things. But that's what I'm saying. Like that your kid has to have interests outside of friends, outside of school, outside of family. They've got to have that thing that they're and when I even said to Sam's drum teacher last week, I said, bit of feedback. He's been going to this same drum teacher. We love him. Shout out to Spectrum, Ollie Gordon, absolute champion. And he's been going to see Ollie for the last 4 years. And I said to Ollie, just a bit of feedback, like, he is on the spectrum and he is my quietest kid. He's quite introverted. But after his drum lesson, he'll get into the car and he's chatty. He's full chatty. He's not a chatty child person.
mm.
But because he's engaged in that thing that he loves, he's ignited. But if he didn't have that, and I think again, like it just it comes back to I don't want to say parents don't want a parent. I think it's just they don't know what to do in these times.
So what's the difference?
Technology, I think.
No, as in, what do you mean? Like they don't want a parent versus
They don't
I don't know
I
what to
feel
do. What does
like
that
a
mean? Like
major
they
problem
didn't go to parenting school.
no, not at all. I think a major problem is people don't want to they do not want to look they're in denial. They do not want to look at the facts. They don't want to look at it's not even about looking at your own kids. Don't even look and I think this was amplified when I was a teacher. I was an educator. I was in the school environment for 2 years. So this is not just based on my own kids. This is me seeing what is like the general kind of culture, I guess, within this generation. What is it? Millennials? Are they millennials? What are they? I don't know. Gen
Right now,
Z?
Gen Z.
Yeah. And it's not the kids' fault. It's not their fault. It's just there's a very accepted disconnect. They don't know how to talk. Like it's not even just neurodiverse kids like my kids who struggle with social whatever. It's all of them. So my kids don't even stand out. They don't even stand out because it's just so let's take a history lesson, for example, and you wouldn't believe it, man. Be like, okay, open your books to chapter 8, and they're all just staring. And the teacher would have to say 3 times, open your books, and then I would have to walk around to each kid and go, page 47, page 47. They just
That's odd. Like, why? What?
because they're not switched on. Like their ability to follow instruction is just neutralized. It's scary.
I'm gonna circle back to the original question though. The
Do you think it's
is
unfair?
it
Is it unfair to are we unfair to
yeah,
boys?
pretty much, yeah. Society,
In
like, how do I
their
put it? Almost
society's
like
expectations on boys?
is that the way the schooling system has been set up, the
Oh,
way that
ridiculous.
they're dragged out with original sin attached to men from the past versus they are human beings that live now. They're judged on the standards of the past that, now are very different. Things have changed, but the whole male privilege thing, it's such an odd thing to hold on to given they're just boys.
Like how that's projected on young male privilege is projected onto young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
No, they're just boys. What do we expect them to do? You don't want to I've never considered myself to be anything but an egalitarian, and
Yeah,
as most of my best friends are women.
yeah.
It's just, but I don't understand why, and I get it, there's shit blokes out there, but for the most part, most dudes
There's some
are
pretty mean-spirited
good
women
men.
too, mate.
Oh, is there? Tell me more.
Mate, I've chewed your ear off enough about the mean-spirited women in my life. You know
Yeah.
all about
It,
it.
yeah, but you're just not poisoned with the, what's it, how do I say it? The poison of the bad man is the way I put
I
it.
actually get very offended, extremely offended when I hear anyone talk about male hate. That actually offends me because the majority of my favorite people in my life are male.
Thank you.
Like when I think about my favorite people in my life, it's probably a higher percentage of them are male.
Hmm.
And
Is there anything else you need to touch on the boys, or you feel like you've
no, what was
settled
I
that,
saying when on
said
to
your
the
piece?
wedding? I was saying that I do. I like everyone's so easily offended these days. You can't say anything without someone going, "How could you say
Hmm.
that?"
It's a
Um,
national sport nowadays.
yeah, if we're going to be talk
This
about,
week in
yeah,
offended.
I get offended when
Yeah.
people talk about male hate because I tell you what, the men in my life, including yourself, my husband, my dad, my sons, Nige, never, ever experienced any toxic masculinity from any of you, ever.
Yeah. I think we need to reclaim that word masculinity. I think there's masculinity and then there's shit blokes.
Absolutely, there's shit women.
Hmm.
There are. There, listen, there's just shit people out there. And then
In
even
the law
that,
of averages, will say the bell curve that there will be shit people.
yeah. And
Just
then
the law
Jason,
of averages will say that.
there's going to be people that think we're shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
But you ain't got to worry
subjective.
about those people.
But I do think that, and I think it's also very confusing for boys as well, because
Mm.
they're told they need to man up and they need to man up and be more,
Suck it up,
yeah,
princess.
all of that. But at the same time, there's this whole other message that they need to be sensitive and attentive
Sensitive.
and empathetic and all of those things, which the majority of males that I associate with are all of those things. They are. They're both. They are manly in, to me, the idea of a man, this is just my own little summation, or a father or whatever, is just someone who shows up for their family and their friends and provides and is a leader and pretty simple.
Mm.
Say the woman can't be
Respectful.
all of those things as well. I'm not saying that. But to me, that's what it is. And so all the men I know are that, and they are sympathetic and sensitive. And if I was going through a crisis, probably wouldn't expect, I wouldn't expect you to, it's going to be okay, sir. It's going to be okay. But
Do it.
No, but you've got a different way that we've, like, fleshed out over a quarter of a century. You can still show up for me and be you fucking showed up for me the other day with that. I hadn't read the comment that you wrote back, your clap back.
You didn't read the second part.
No,
Just the
well, I didn't read the second part, but then when I pulled myself together and I read it, I was like, "Okay,
mm.
see? It's
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, have I ever told you that story? How Annie, point blank, Annie being my wife,
the best, by
randomly
the
one
way."
day, who just straight up said, "I think you're the most unempathetic person I've ever met." Straight from the wife. Great review, darling. 5 stars. And I'm like, I think you're right.
I think sometimes you struggle you struggle to understand why someone responds in a way that's different to yours.
Yeah, that's my autism.
Yeah. It's something. You ADHD for sure. I think you might be a little bit borderline
For me.
because you're
Mm.
not a narcissist. So it's not we know it's not
Mm.
that. You're not a narcissistic person. But there's just a little of
We're gonna,
lack of
yeah.
I love you for it though. I don't, I've got other people for that.